Welcome to our Web Extra. We're talking with the incumbent Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin. Senator, let's talk for a moment about Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation vote, the Senate vote. You said you'll oppose his nomination. And I think you've said, do you plan to meet with him at this point, or has there been any change in your plans on that?
I do plan on meeting with him.
You do plan to meet with him. What would you hope to learn from him during that meeting?
You know, one of the things that I hope it will be informed by is all the documents associated with his writings as a judge, and also his advising of President George W. Bush, his work with Ken Starr. There are a lot of documents out there, and one of the fears we have actually right now is that they're not going to permit the process to allow us to look at all of those documents. There's a sort of document battle going on, and I know that may not get a lot of coverage, but I think it's really important to know a lot of his involvement in advising a previous president.
There is nothing he could say, though, that it sounds like in your mind that could change your feelings about him. You intend to oppose his nomination.
Yeah, so Wisconsinites need a fair, impartial, independent justice. And you think about the consequences of this particular vote. The stakes are high when you look at what the Supreme Court is going to be deliberating over. We were just talking about protections for people with pre-existing conditions in health care. A case is going up to the Supreme Court on that very topic, where the federal government right now is not going to be defending the current law. That is of huge consequence for generations. We have whether or not people will be able to get insurance coverage for contraception, whether women will have the right to choose under Roe versus Wade. We have environmental issues about whether protections for clean drinking water or other very important timely topics will be decided in favor of people, or whether he will be in the control of special interests. I have to say, when you have a list that you have basically allowed other people to put together, folks with very focused special interests, and you choose off that list, I think there's a lot of reason for deep scrutiny of this nominee.
How soon do you hope to meet with him?
Well, I'm hoping that I get a chance to see some of these documents that I was talking about before. The archivist is the person responsible for delivering them. He said it's going to take some time to pull those together. And it's not a partisan process, but it's unclear whether the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee will slow down the process to allow us to look at those documents.
You think this is an issue in the campaign? Do you think Republicans will come after you, saying that Tammy Baldwin is being an obstructionist here? She's already decided on somebody who she hasn't even talked to yet.
I think it'll be an issue that special interests raise, because it's already been raised by special interests. We talked earlier about the fact that there's been record levels of outside super PAC spending against me, the Koch brothers, Richard Uihlein. These folks have an agenda. And so, I think they want a senator who's in their pocket, who's going to do their bidding, and I'm fighting for Wisconsin.
Senator Tammy Baldwin, the Democrat from Madison, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us on our Web Extra.